we doing today? Bridget's come on. Hello, Bridget. Hello, Stephanie. Hello, family. Life can be scary and sometimes hard. Seems like you got a winning hand until you dealt the wrong card. It ain't fair, but you're not alone. Down and out or high and dry, in the darkest valley or the coldest night, you're fine. And you're not alone. With a soul in your heart, where a story can give you a brand new start. You don't have to travel this big bad world all on your own, 'cause it's better when we do it together. All mixed up and upside down, feels like there's no one else around. That ain't right, 'cause you're not alone. When it all goes south and life gets tough and you've been knocked down and the weeds are rough, you just fight, 'cause you're not alone. We're a soul, bubbling in your soul, where a story can make you feel whole. You don't have to travel this big bad world all on your own, 'cause it's better when we do it together. Yeah, it's better when we do it together. Hello, 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 Chautauqua family. How is everybody doing today? Hello from Las Vegas. Hello, Rhonda. Hello, Gina. Hello, Dale. Yeah, thank you, everybody. I have been ridiculed ceaselessly. My phone is literally plugged into the wall with an extension cord. So I will not lose the show today. I was so frustrated last week. You have no idea. We got a big show ahead of us today. I want to sort of recap and redo what we did last week, which is gratitude, because so many of you were chiming in on what you were grateful for, but there's something missed when you posted and you just kind of type real quick. There was something missed about the interface, and I want to see how many people I can get through today. We have an hour. I'm going to be quick. I did my song, my hello. I want to thank you guys again so much from the bottom of my heart. So things that I am grateful for, and then I want to get to things that you were grateful for. You guys, this month was my birthday month, and the Chautauqua family, you guys went above and beyond. There was a video that was done, a tribute, which is unbelievable. You can see it on YouTube. 4 people particularly worked on that, but you guys raised $2,820 for Her Arts in Action, which is remarkable. And then you also raised $2,715 for World Vision USA. So that is just going above and beyond the call of duty. And it's completely and entirely overwhelming to a guy like me that I was able to just go ahead and push live one day, and all of a sudden this thing is manifested where there is an actual community of people who are talking to each other, who are engaged in each other's lives, who are practicing what we've been talking about, which is kingdom living, which to me means being fully present in the moment, and expressing what I think ultimately to give people a taste of heaven. And what does that mean to you in particular? But what it means to me is that if through my actions and through my words and through the kindness and the patience and the joy and the love that I am constantly trying to express to my fellow man and woman and human being here on the planet Earth, then I can share a taste of heaven. And so that's what we've been talking about. And we've been talking about mindset a lot. We've been talking about behavior a lot. We've been talking about leadership, how to stay healthy and fit. And then last week we talked about gratitude. And gratitude is an attitude of thanks. It means that when you work your way through the world, you just kind of appreciate where you came from, the fact that we are just flesh and blood, and the simple fact that there's breath in our lungs and there's blood pumped through the veins, and that we're here on this planet and we get to live another day. So the things that I'm grateful for, my wife, of course, is what I wanted to say this last week. It got killed when I lost the thing. Julianne gives me the time and the space to create endlessly. I'm like a giant man-child when it comes to just the fact that I'm an artist and I get to go off and I have an idea and I get to go work on it. And she's just there to say, yeah, baby, that's a great idea. Go do that thing. And this Chautauqua, you know, is just constantly giving me the space to create and to do what I do. And I love her for that. And I'm grateful for that. And then I got to see my parents this whole last 2 weeks. My parents are retired. And it was a totally different mom and dad. They were relaxed and they were present and they were just here and they didn't have anywhere to go or be. And it was a really special weekend. So last week you got to wish my dad a happy birthday. He had a great day. They're back in Reno today. They got safe. So I wanted to, I like to interweave things. And then next week, I'll get to this, but next week we get to finally talk to Anna Gomez, which I'm super excited about because here's the book. So speaking of books and songs and things, when we're done with the Chautauqua, go online and listen to Dave Matthews. It's the Dave Matthews Band, and the song is Samurai Cop, Oh Joy Begin, okay? And I'm just going to read you the lyrics real quick. The day you came, naked, afraid, young mother screams and pushes you. The day you came, oh joy, begin. Weak little thing, more precious, there'll be nothing, no, oh joy, begin. Let's not forget these early days. Remember, we begin the same. We lose our way in fear and pain, oh joy, begin. First, just one step, one word, and then with laughter sing, oh life begin. First, just one step. Let's not forget these early days, remembering we began the same. We lose our way in fear and pain, oh joy, begin. And that song, I was listening to it with my kids today, and they were saying, yeah, it's about when Dave Matthews had his child. And it made me think about when I became a dad for the first time, and how my life was rebooted, and how when I met my wife and fell in love with Julianne, how my life was rebooted, and how when I was a little child in the warm embrace of my parents and the sunshine, and I have this vivid memory of laying in the grass and seeing the blades of grass up close and feeling the sunshine in my diapers and seeing my mom do a cartwheel and laughter, you know, feeling alive. I think the point of the Chautauqua, and I think one of the things that we've really dug about this community and what we do week to week is that it's an hour where we just pause the news cycle, where we take a break from the pandemic and the fear of all of the things that are out there to scare us. And we just take a whole hour to breathe deep, to take a nice deep breath collectively, and to appreciate the fact that we are alive. We're here right now. And we've talked to people on the show who've lost mothers and who've lost fathers and who've lost people or have almost lost their own lives. And we understand how precious and how fleeting life is. And so that's one of the things I love about being able to talk to you guys, not as an actor or as a celebrity, but as a human being, from one human being to another. And I'm so grateful for this community. So you guys have given me a very clear purpose this last year during the pandemic. And this has really been fun. And it's been this constant reminder of how do I kingdom live week to week? How do I keep myself in check week to week so that I have the authority and the wisdom and the right to push live and talk to you guys? Because I don't want to be somebody who's living one way and then talking a bunch of smack the other way and you know, trying to do something on Sundays that isn't, you know, a reflection of my life. So in a weird way, this community has kept me accountable and has. So it's really been a wonderful thing for me, and I'm grateful for you guys. So I took 10 minutes. I'm going to give y'all some time now. I'm going live, kids. I'm going live. And I'm going to start at the top and work my way down. Let's see who we got. I'm going to Gail first. Gail. And I also think that for some reason, last week it didn't work. Hi, Gail.
Hi.
How are you? Welcome. There it is. You got your shirt. You got your swag.
It only took me 8 weeks.
eight weeks later. You've been living in Florida, though, having the best time by the water and writing haikus and taking pictures. And
I have.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been great, but we just got home today, so
Good. And
I
you're
am.
both home. You came home together.
Yeah, he'll be here for a week, and then he has to go back.
Okay. Okay. I know that good stuff, but that's cool. So,
Yeah.
man, hi, Gail. How are you?
Oh, hi. I'm good. I'm good. I know you're going to run through a lot of people, so I don't want to take up a lot of time. I just wanted to um, say one thing about thankfulness,
Yes.
and that is that we talk a lot about what we're thankful for, and I think it's important that we also think about who we're thankful to.
Yeah.
Um, and whether it's other humans, we're thankful to them for the things that they've done. We need to be forthcoming with that gratitude. We need to let them know because none of us are promised tomorrow. None of us.
Yeah. I know.
And also to be thankful to God. He doesn't owe us anything. He really doesn't. And yet he gives us everything.
Right.
And so it's important to thank him. And so that's one of the things I wanted to share was that every night before I go to sleep, I started this back in, I guess, November, mid-November, I started this. I have a little journal here, and every night before I go to sleep, I write down 3 things that I'm thankful for, but I specifically say, thank you, Father God, for, and then I list the 3 things.
That's
Because I think it's important to also
be specific.
recognize
Yeah.
who you're thankful to.
Too. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because even on a crappy day, I have something to be thankful for, right? I have, maybe I saw a beautiful sunrise, or, maybe I got to eat 3 meals that day. That's something to be thankful for, right?
Yeah. And it's funny. I
So,
think we take for granted, we, especially in the West,
mhm.
certainly if you're of a certain socioeconomic, life standard, and you have the means to get your food and your heat and your water, and it's all those things that we take, that we just assume are there at the ready. Um, I did this thing called semester at sea in college, and I got the chance to go around the world on a boat. And part
Mhm.
of those travels took me to places like Vietnam, India, Morocco, certain
Mhm.
places that literally have a hole in the ground for the toilet, or at the Ganges River where they're doing their laundry and cremating people and sending them down the river because it's the liquefied version of God in their belief system. And if you were to drink that water, you would get very, very sick, and yet people are bathing in it. Um, so yeah, again, to remember that, like, even when you're really not on your level, which
Yes.
it doesn't, but that also, like, saying that, it also doesn't discount,
Right.
because we're established in the world that we're established in, so
That's
we're
right.
allowed to feel the angst that we feel within our
Absolutely.
parameters, and it doesn't
Yeah.
disqualify, because otherwise we'd all be like, well, at least I'm not,
Right.
at least
Right.
I'm not this, and then it'd be like, well,
Right.
no, but my pain is still real, and I'm still.
Right.
Anyway, I digress. You had a great point. I took it somewhere totally
No,
different.
that's okay.
And it's good to be thankful and remember who we're thankful for. That reminds me of last week.
Mhm.
There was a woman who was keeping a gratitude journal, and she had 42 spaces left. And they
Right.
remember, and they visited the hospital, and she had 42 names to fill in.
Yeah.
I thought that was such a beautiful thing of symmetry. So,
It really was. It really was. Yeah.
yeah. Um, all right, Gail, it's good to see you, sister.
You too, brother. Bye.
Glad you got your swag finally.
Thank,
Um,
eh, thank you. I'm grateful for you and to you.
you're welcome. My pleasure. You know what? I don't know what the deal with
I need to hang up on you.
Instagram is. Yeah, unfortunately, you do. Yeah,
Okay.
please, if you don't mind.
Bye.
Bye, Gail. Um, Instagram, you got to put uh, the the click button back on for me. All right, Seth, I'm coming to you. Hello, Seb.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you this week? We had an amazing conversation last week, and it really it got going. And I was thinking, man,
Yeah.
what an odd couple you and I make. Like, here we are. You're in the UK. It's midnight your time. I'm out in LA, and we were talking, and it was just this wonderful conversation. And then, of course, the whole thing disappeared. But I think it was meant to be. I think it was like one of those things where
Yeah.
it's supposed to be preserved. How's your week?
Gratitude.
You said you were having this week that you were experiencing An overabundance of gratitude this week. What's been going on?
Um, do you know, it's not actually been like massively different. So it's still kind of been, we're still all locked down here, for a little while longer. But it's just been kind of the same things, going to therapy and whatnot. But I think that um is kind of just knowing that each step something else becomes clearer. So no matter how hard that step is, like I wrote like a long blog on it, and whatnot, but just being able to be grateful for being able to heal in the first place, being grateful to have the connection with Jesus that I have, and to be able to pray for the things that I need, and thankful for him giving me the things that I need to kind of get through everything.
Yeah.
Having that is, I think, the difference this time around working on everything compared to previous times when we've kind of tried to work on things and it just hasn't, it's just been a non-starter. And yeah, I think that my faith and like the foundation that I've got this time just kind of is the biggest like difference.
Well, you have
Because
you have new tools this time around. You have
yeah,
a whole new set of weaponry to use against the attacks that you endure, right? So you have now you can say
yeah,
it's just different. It's like a different game. You're playing a different game now, and I think it's
yeah,
a winning game versus a losing game. And I'm sure. Do you feel more hopeful, and do you have more a clearer sense of a future tense than you used to?
yeah. I definitely think that I do. And I think that, so I use an app called Time Hop, and it shows you your memories. And so I'll see things that like I've posted where I've just not been having a good day, and you kind of you vent or whatever somewhere. And so like it'll pop up, and I'll just be like, whoa, I'm glad I'm not that person anymore. And like it's nice to have that kind of recognition just of how different.
I'm gonna say I got to stop you. You just said I'm glad I'm not that person anymore, and I think that is such a liberating way to see yourself because in Christ we are made new again. Like that's what his whole thing was. Jesus said, "I come to make all things new." And then when
And that
we
was one of the
accept
first
him,
things you said to me as
yeah,
well.
when we accept him into our life, we are born again.
Yeah,
Well, and like all the old philosophers, like, well, what does that mean? Like we literally climb back up into our mother and we are born again. And God was like, no, I'm making you like just brand new.
yeah,
Which is this interesting, like philosophically, but also like which again, where forgiveness starts to come in, and where letting go of the past starts to play in, and where separating yourself from the things that you did in the past. And yeah, we keep a hold of
yeah,
certain things because we're scarred, and those scars, we carry those with us, right? Like my thing on my face, like it'll always be a reminder of that moment, but I don't have to keep
yeah,
living in that moment for the rest of my life. I have it, and then so it's interesting.
exactly.
Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Um,
But yes, I'm grateful for that new foundation, and also the moments of clarity, because I feel like for the very first time in my life, I'm starting to have confidence in my identity as well. A lot more. Um, when I came out as transgender, a lot of people were like, "Oh, you're just running away from your trauma. Like, don't be silly. That's not like who you are." And I just think like I'm working through the trauma, and I'm actually recognizing that the trauma probably delayed me realizing that I was transgender. So it's like the flip side of it. But yeah, it's like it's just nice just to, even though it's hard, like working on things, it's nice to kind of be able to find the joy and the kind of the newness
yeah.
of things that I haven't had before or haven't had for a long time, or whatever
I mean,
as
even
well.
just
And
being able
amongst
to
it.
talk about it like you just did is a huge step forward. Yeah,
Yeah.
as publicly and as openly and without like which
This
is
is
a
a
huge.
safe space.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It
Yeah.
should be. Yes, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Thank you.
How and yeah, well, you and I, again, we could talk we could talk for a full hour. I want to run through people, and I wanted to have you back.
Yes.
We had such a great conversation last week.
Yes. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, Chris.
It's always a pleasure to talk to you, Seb. And I'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Okay? Will you hang out
Yes.
with me? I can't do it, guys.
I will. I can see the X. I know where it is today. Bye.
Bye.
Uh,
There we go. Okay. All right. All right, so, Gail, coming at you. Hi, Gail.
Hi, two
How are
Gales in
you?
one night.
Two Gails in a row, well, almost in a row. How are you? Where are you coming to me live from?
I'm coming from a very warm Wisconsin. We're at 46 today, so it was very nice. Our snow is melting, so it was great. I'm grateful for that. But I am grateful to have found out about this community. I hadn't used Instagram, and one day I logged in, and your name was there. It's like, I kind of know that face. Let's see what this is about. And then I did your, Chautauquas, and I was like, oh, I was meant to find you.
That's awesome.
So I am so grateful for that. But I'm grateful. There's so many things I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for finding this community, but I'm also grateful. I'm a children's ministry director, and I'm grateful for all those young little souls that rejoice in Jesus. And today was our children's ministry Sunday.
That's awesome.
So all the children recorded their stories of God, and we shared it with all the congregation. So I'm so grateful for that.
That's awesome. How did it go? Did it go well?
Oh, it went so fabulous. Oh my goodness. I had one little girl, she's 3 years old, and I think she will go into ministry. She was praising God and doing the sign of the cross.
That's
so
awesome.
It was awesome.
That's
but
amazing.
I'm also grateful for unusual things. Last year, my father fell and broke his hip right before this whole pandemic started. But through that, they found out he needed a double bypass. So had he not fallen, he'd probably be dead.
Isn't that crazy how it works sometimes?
Isn't that? It's just crazy. And through him falling, my mother has got some memory issues. So they came and lived with me for 3 months. And I got to spend quality time, stressful time, but quality time with them in their, later years.
Yeah.
So through something like a fall.
Right. Isn't it amazing that time that you get with your parents or as they get older, and there's just this stillness that comes over, and the memories, like, and my wife's daddy passed away in 2018, and Max, his name was Max, lived with us for quite a bit of the year every year, for the last, for my kids' whole lives. Like, they would come for a couple months, they'd come for a couple months because they were retired. And the amount of time that they had with him was so valuable and precious, and it was just time. It wasn't filled with busyness. It wasn't filled with work. It wasn't filled with, like, I gotta go do this, and that feeling that you get. And he meant more to them than anything in the world. And when he passed, it was like losing. It was a big deal. He was a major player in our story. It was only available because of just his getting older and all of that stuff. So that's really precious stuff. It is cool to be grateful for that.
Yeah, and I'm a little bit grateful for the pandemic, because through that, our children's ministry grew in that we started a whole new little mouse ministry. And every week we do a little puppet show for the children that they tune into and watch, and they learn.
I think I've seen one of those, actually. I think I saw one. I think you sent me one. Did you DM me one? Is that what I saw? Yeah. Okay.
So
I know
we just do it in the basement. My husband films it with a jiggly camera, but the kids love it. And our children's ministry has actually grown through the pandemic versus, shrinking, which a lot of churches are seeing. So
that's awesome.
It's great to see the children, learn to love Jesus. But
I bet it's nice to have a community that they can, community.
Yeah. And they can kind of hug on to it. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, Gail, thank you for jumping onto the show today.
And I know I have to push the X.
Yes.
So I will
Yeah.
do that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I love that I love that I'm in your hands. It's literally like, well, Felicia, Felicia, Felicia. Hello again. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I like what you've got going on in your hair there. What is that? We call that a headband. What is that?
Yeah,
Hair
it's a hairband
hairband.
from
There we
Disney,
go.
Pixar. Yeah.
All right. How are you? Welcome back to the show. What are you grateful for today?
Well,
Or in
actually,
general, not just today, but like in your life.
no, this is perfect that I came on today because today our church campus actually relaunched, and I got to be a part of putting that all together. So that was pretty exciting because well, first of all, I didn't think I could do it. I had like all these thoughts in my head, like, you're not capable of doing this. And I just want to say I'm really grateful because 2 years ago I had severe anxiety to the point where I couldn't leave my house, and so that's like a huge testimony to God and what He's capable of doing. He brought like these amazing. He brought me into this amazing church community, and through all these people who were encouraging me and seeing my potential, they gave me like this opportunity to be the campus coordinator. And because of that, like I learned today that I'm so much more capable of doing things that I didn't even think were possible.
I love how
So,
full of joy you are right now. There's so much joy coming out of you. It's awesome. I'm proud of
yeah,
you. That's
I
awesome.
just
We're
love
all very.
myself so much. They like just thinking about it sometimes makes me so emotional. Like it really makes a difference who like the people that are in your life. Like if they're speaking life into you, that makes a huge difference. And you can do like so much just by having that encouragement.
Isn't that amazing? What's funny? What did I say? Oh my gosh, look at my notes for today. I said, we are all helpless, naked, and afraid. We enter into this world, and what happens along the way, we were either loved or we were disregarded. Isn't that funny that you just said that? Because it's exactly what what I was going to wrap up with. Like, people either love on us our whole lives and we flower, or like we have a hard go of it and we're disregarded our whole lives. And then I was going to go and say that with Jesus, you have a chance to start fresh because he will show you how to love. That's awesome. What a cool little thing you just said. I love that. And I forgot that I made these notes, and then I was like, oh yeah. I love it.
Yeah, and I also want to thank you because I'm using my anxiety right now to encourage other women, and I actually started a community group through my church called Managing Anxiety, and some of the women in this community have joined me on the journey. So hello, ladies. I know some of you are watching. So thank you for that. You brought us all together, and just seeing God work has truly been amazing. So thank
Awesome.
you for contributing to that.
So did you ever watch me on Hallmark? Do you watch the Hallmark stuff?
Yeah,
You know Mystery 101? Have you seen that?
yes.
So you know the guy who plays Bud, the character Bud on the show, he's played by Preston Vanderslice. He's this actor, Preston Vanderslice. His brother-in-law is a guy named Ryan Casey Muller, I think. Type that in, Ryan Casey, Muller, and he wrote a book about anxiety and depression and other things that we don't talk about, all of it from a Christian perspective. And that may be a cool book that you and your group can read. You guys can order that on Amazon or whatever, and maybe that will help. Yeah.
Sure. Yes.
Cool.
But that's what I wanted to share. So thank you for having me on.
You're so welcome. Hit that X.
All right. Bye, everybody. Bye, Chris.
See ya. All right. We all love Bud. Let's keep it on, keeping on. Wow, I got a lot of you guys today. Shoot. I'm never gonna get through everybody. Lisa, I'm coming at you. I'm coming at you, Lisa. If your name is Lisa, get ready. There's a girl named Lisa. Hi, Lisa.
Hey,
You're
Chris, how
back.
are you?
I wanted you, last week, I think you took responsibility for breaking the internet. And I just want you to know it wasn't your fault.
I'm so sarcastic. That was just my sense of humor. But
I know, I figured. But I wanted you to have a chance again. Just go ahead and reiterate. Say, I wanted you to have a chance to be on the show and have it recorded for posterity. So what are you grateful for, Lisa?
As we were talking about last week, so this journey, and I think I mentioned it once and you commented on it, it's like, who would have thought that me happening to like an actor, for being an actor on Hallmark, would lead me to this live community to come into the Chautauqua. And you're like, and I think you said, yeah, right. Who would have known that me going live one day would have created this? And so the three that I talked about, the fact that, we've sort of made the journey back and recommitted to going to church and recommitted Jesus and got plugged into a small group. And that's just really been awesome. And I was thinking about, as Felicia and others have been talking, and we've been doing a series in the church, and we've been doing it virtually, which works out great for us and for my husband's schedule. Yeah. And we've been doing a series, they call it Relation Tips, for the month of February. And it's really all about agape love, and really, really bringing that in, like you were talking about, how can I can't, what was the analogy she gave? It's like a bank account. It's like a debit card. I can't give you what I don't have to give. Mm-hmm. And it's not from me. It's God giving me what I can give to you. Right. That kindness. So that really resonated with me. And the other thing is, one of the things I'm really grateful for is I love good shows, good movies, music. Music's a really big part of my life and had been for a long time. And watched a movie last night. Jeremy Camp, the musician. Yeah. He has a film out that just came out 2020 called I Still Believe. And it's based on this true story. So it's a young actor and actress who played his story. And his wife, the one that passed away, so she had cancer. And they only married for 6 months, not even 6 months. Right. And she was into astronomy, and she was looking up at the sky, and she said, there are trillions and trillions of stars in the sky, and God remembers my name. He knows my name. Isn't that amazing? It's just like right there, that right there. Yeah. So. It's funny when you accept God's love, and everything gets politicized and everything gets divided because you've got people who are Hindu and people who are Jewish, people who are Muslim and Christians, and there's been a history of people behaving badly who've claimed to believe all of those things. Mm-hmm. And so humans have diminished all of it. But when you scrape through it and you actually meet the living God, C.S. Lewis has this beautiful sentence where he said, meeting God is like reaching into a dark hole and not expecting anything in there and touching something alive. Mm-hmm. And it's frightening because all of a sudden there's life in this vast dark void that you didn't expect life to be in. And when you meet God, your whole life starts to flower. I mean, everything starts to shift, and God will meet you no matter who you are, where you are, right where you are. And I think that's what's cool about this journey that we're on. That stuck with me. It's funny because I was talking about, of course, you meet God, and then everything starts coming out. We had 1, 2, 3 cars that broke down. And I remember, I think you said, and I deemed it as like next level, bigger devil. Yeah. New levels, new devils. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it totally spoke to me. And then, I found out that my boss is leaving. It's just sort of like, all right, God, all right, here we go. Yeah. Here we go. I'm going to dig in and bring joy to that circumstance. So yeah, I mean, I know that this hour is supposed to be super inspirational, and every week it's been like we've been talking about the fruits of the Spirit all fall and into the winter. And I think it's intended to leave people feeling really good. But it's heavy on my heart for March, like to talk about what it looks like to grieve and to go through difficult moments. Mm-hmm. And what does that look like? Because I think when you are going through financial stress or when you're going through a health crisis, it's funny. It's like we cling in two places. It's like we start praying more when things go really, really bad and anticipating that God's going to fix the problem. And then when things are amazing, we kind of forget to pray, and then, but we're grateful and everything's good. But like, where does it live where, and I don't know why we wear these hats where when things are bad, it's a bad thing. Sometimes like the greatest growth moments have been during my struggles, during my slow times. When you're sailing, it's called a dead calm, when there's just no wind in the sails and you're just literally stuck at sea, just floating. It's
and
totally
going,
been the way it's been for us. Every
yeah,
time something bad has happened, it's led to amazing things. It just really, I mean, in the moment you don't see it because it's like, this is horrible. But looking on the other side, if that hadn't happened and that hadn't happened and that hadn't happened and everything hadn't lined up just the way it did,
yeah,
this wonderful thing wouldn't have happened for us. So
yeah. There's a beautiful verse in the Bible, and Jesus says, you know, grieve with those who are grieving and celebrate with those who are celebrating. And I think it's true for us as we move through the world. It's been an exercise on the Chautauqua. Like, I don't know who's going to show up and what they're going to bring. And I have to just see a person and say, okay, where are you? And
right.
try to just, you know what I mean? And I think if we do that in life and remember, and also for ourselves, like when you're going through a hard time, to just be like, you know what, I'm going to, I mean, either you believe that heaven's real or you don't. And if you believe that it's real, then this is just a temporary, this is a soul development incubator. Life is, we're supposed to have all the experiences, and then we're going to die and we're going to go and do something else. If not, then it doesn't matter anyway.
Right? That's a depressing way to look at it, right?
I mean, either way, it's a win. Anyway, Lisa, it's always a pleasure to see you. Thank you for your
thinking
spirit.
of you as you're out on your, what you call it, your pilot journey. So,
Thank you. Yeah, looking for schlepping for a new job. Yeah, pray for me, guys. Who knows? It's funny. Like I get scripts, and it's like 3 or 4 a week. I've been really blessed to have a lot of auditions, and I always think about every time I get a new job, it's new producers, directors, actors. It's this entire community of people that are going to be brand new to me, that are going to become a part of my life and my wife and kids' lives. And it's like, it's not just a job. It's like a whole chapter of a life. So it's always important, I think, where I go. And so, yeah. And I want to tell good stories. So
good.
We'll see what happens next.
Wow. All right. Thinking about you, praying about that.
All right. Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you.
Bye. All right. Okay. We're making it happen. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to go as randomly as I can, and I see some people that I'm going to call here in a minute. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. What's your name?
Trina.
Hi, Trina. And where are you coming to me live from?
Pennsylvania.
Hi, what part of Pennsylvania?
Do you know where the Little League is? Williamsport?
Williamsport. Okay, is that...
It's like the middle of the state.
My dad is born and raised in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Are you close or... Yeah.
No, we're not close.
Okay, you're like no, different part of the state.
Yeah, you do a triangle from like Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, like we're at the top, Williamsport.
Okay, that's cool. Well, welcome.
Yeah.
Hi, welcome to the Polaha Chautauqua.
Thank you.
What are you grateful for?
So I shared a little bit last week after the fact and wrote you that I'm just grateful for the prayers of the faithful. I shared that I've lost both my mom and my mom-in-law on the same day in July.
Oh, yeah, that's
this past year.
Story. Yep. Okay. Yep.
And so, yeah, thank you. It was very difficult and still is. So I definitely appreciate you talking about grief next month. I had a lady that I know of, coworker's wife, actually shared something that I would maybe like to share next month, but I don't want to take too much away from that. But just also like our Heavenly Father just working behind the scenes with that sort of thing. When people are praying for you, you don't really know it, but you can feel it, and you're experiencing, you know, his faithfulness through the prayers of his faithful people. So yeah, that's what I'm really grateful for, you know, him working behind the scenes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It reminds me of that verse in the Bible when Elijah is going to battle, and all of a sudden these angels, he sees God's angels like working, like, and this whole army. It just reminded me of like the prayers of the faithful, like this army of people who are trying to align God's will with our lives and just praying.
And also, yeah, and holding us up when we can't, you know, like holding up, you know, our hands and.
Yeah, it's the line. Yeah. I mean, isn't it amazing when you think about like if we all just like humans are competitive by nature. We have flesh nature, and then we have spiritual nature. And if we were ruled by
Right.
the flesh, then we're just devouring each other in every way
Yep.
possible. It's just consuming it, where we objectify each other, we consume each other, we compete, and we dominate. But if we live from our spiritual place,
Yeah.
then I'm constantly going to just keep giving away, and I'm going to see if I can raise you up, and I'm going to see how much I
Exactly.
can give away. And if we did
Yep.
that all the time, there would be like no need. And there would be, I think about that often. I'm like, man, people, and not in a communist, or I'm not talking about political.
No. I know what you mean.
Yeah, I'm talking about like spiritual, just like giving. And
Yeah.
so when you say about praying, I mean, I think when I hit a maturity, when I was a kid, I used to pray for myself all the time. Lord, I
Right.
want this. Lord, I want that. And then I started turning, like, the only thing I pray is that my relationship with God is fervent, that I chase after him. That's and that his will be done in my life. And then it's praying for people. Like, I'm praying for people as often as I can. And that was a turning point in my life. You know?
Yeah, and the Bible speaks about, praying constantly.
Mhm.
So that's not, like you said, it's not praying for yourself, it's praying for others. Like, I think about when people's names pop into my head for no apparent reason, but, find out later that they were in the midst of something at that moment, even not finding out later, but just knowing that there's a reason that their name
that popped into your head,
came into my head. Exactly.
I started texting
so
people when that happens now.
That's perfect.
Because I'm like, I'm thinking of you. I don't know why, but
I've done that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Trina, I'm praying for you. You're in my heart. I know that you've hit a double loss. I mean, I can't even imagine when the world is feeling the fear of death, and then it hits home, and both of your mothers, like both matriarchs, in one day. I mean, it's awful.
One day.
We're
7.5 hours apart.
It's not. Yeah, that's too much. It's almost too much to bear. Really, it is. So thank you for sharing.
But if I didn't have the faith, I couldn't. If I didn't have my faith,
I don't know how people do it without it. I don't. I was talking to an actor friend of mine, and I was like, how do people do it in Hollywood without faith? And my friend Reggie was like, I don't know. He's like, I really don't, like, because it's hard. Life is hard. Life is hard. I don't know, but yeah, especially those moments. You're awesome. Thank you for jumping on, and I look forward to hearing what you have to say about grief next month. We'll make sure.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Sounds good. Bye.
Here we go. Okay. All right, guys. Teresa, I'm coming at you. So we're doing it. We're making it. We got some people. We got some time. Hello. I don't think that worked. All right, Teresa, I'm going to try to come to you again. And if not, then I don't think it's going to work for us today. Nope. All right. Bunty has a package that she sent to me, and I have yet to get it. So she's wondering where the heck that is. Hi, Bunty.
Hello. Didn't know you could call on me.
Did you think I was going to call on you or no?
No. No, I didn't think you would.
No.
There's so many other people there.
No, I have to. We have a lot of people, but I wanted to talk to you. What are you grateful for, Bunty? First off, let's
Everything.
start with business. You've sent me a package, and I'm sure it was a great expense. Apparently, it's there. They're in the mailroom. They have to send it to me. So my apologies. I'm looking forward to receiving it. But it's.
Well, I hope you like what's in there.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. What are you grateful for?
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
The breath in your lungs, right?
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, specifically at the moment, with the pandemic, I've been lucky enough to see my children and my grandchildren.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of people haven't been able to. My youngest was a year old on the 14th February, and we have been able to see him grow up to be one. Whereas I know of a lot of people who have never been able to see their grandchildren yet, and hopefully will do soon.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's huge. Is it that they live by you, or you guys just?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm lucky. They all live within a couple of miles. Well, they all live in the same town.
Okay, that's perfect.
So yeah,
Where in England are you?
near Bristol,
Near Bristol. Okay.
not far from the Severn Bridge,
Okay.
going over to Wales. So it's just on that area there.
Yeah. Cool. Good. Good. Well, it's good to see you.
It's good to talk to you.
Yeah. You could keep me all day if you want, but you could also click that X and then.
Okay, will do.
I'm gonna
talk to you soon.
I'll let you know as soon as that package comes.
Please. Okay. Thank you.
Bye. It is cool that she gets to see her kids. It's awesome, and her grandkids. Yeah. Okay, Tallulah. I'm coming at you, Tallulah. Hi, Miss Tallulah. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. It's nice to see you again. Welcome back to the Chautauqua. What are you grateful for these days?
Well, I'm most grateful that I invited Jesus into my heart when I was 28, and I'm now 75. So I've lived a lot of years depending on Him. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful especially today that I got to go to church for the first time in a year.
Oh, wow. How was that?
It was great. I have type 1 diabetes, so my immune system has been compromised. And now I've had my 2 shots, and I've had the 10 days afterwards. And also I went to church today, and I certainly enjoyed it. But the rest of the year, I've listened to my son that lives about 4 hours from me. He's a minister, so
that's cool.
I went on their side, and
that's
I have lots to be grateful for.
That's awesome. That's really cool. How was it getting the shot? Did you get the Pfizer or the Moderna? Do you know which one?
I got the Pfizer.
You did? Okay. And no reactions and everything was good?
The first one, I didn't know when she put it in, and my arm never got sore. And with the second one, I had one little spot on my arm that was sore, but no reactions at all. So that was great.
Good. That's a good story. Good.
And most people that I know have not had reactions. I've only talked to one that was down a couple of days with flu-like symptoms.
Okay. And do you feel, has it changed your mindset? Like, do you just feel more, obviously you went to church today, so you feel more confident to go out into the world and to be near other people. And I'm sure you wore a mask and you had your social distancing. And
we have to still wear a mask and have social distancing, but it just gives you a comfort that you have had the vaccination, and you are less likely to get it. And if I do get it, supposedly it will be a very
mild, right?
Mild form.
Good. Okay. So, well, that's good. Well, thank you for jumping on today, and thank you for watching this show. I appreciate you.
Well, I appreciate you and the Chautauqua. I really do. I've enjoyed it.
Thank you. Will you do me a huge favor and hit that little X in the corner of your screen there?
Okay.
Do you see the little one? Hit the little one.
I can't see it.
Let's see. Is it in the top right corner?
I hit that one. Let's see. Okay.
Ah. I love it. All right. Let's go to... Man. All right, Stephanie, I'm coming at you. We're gonna have to do speed rounds here in a minute. Hey guys, how you doing, family? Hi, Annika. Hi, Stephanie.
Hi.
How are you guys?
We're good.
Yeah.
Oh,
hey, kiddo. What's up, buddy? Hey, dude.
Hi.
How you doing today?
Good.
Good. You look good, pal. What are you grateful for, Stephanie? I know what you're grateful for, but you go ahead. Tell me what you're grateful for.
Yeah. Well, you know, I do, Annika wants me to share something specific, but I have a couple of things that I do want to share one because today is Rare Disease Day.
Yeah.
And I've got Elijah who has a rare disease, and my husband runs out of the room. You know, the day that he came home from the NICU, or no, sorry, the day I had to leave him in the NICU and get discharged, the nurse that was in charge in the NICU at that time, she let me hold him for twice as long as I was allowed to. We were only allowed an hour at a time to hold him once every 4 hours. And see, it still gets me because, you know, that's something I don't think you ever get over. But she let me just hold him for 2 hours before leaving him there. And, you know, and then today I had the memories pop up that 8 years ago today, he no longer needed the feeding tube. He'd been surgically sealed, and I was giving away his supplies because God healed him that much that fast. So I'm grateful, one, to God for bringing that healing, for the therapists who worked with him, the dietitians, the occupational therapists, to get him to the point where he could nurse and eat solids without the feeding tube. And you know, but then for my husband, I'm thankful for his new job because he worked in the medical field for 12 years. And if he were still at his former position, he'd be going in and out of hospitals every day, working on the respirators, on the ventilators, on the beds, being so exposed. And we have high-risk people here.
Yeah.
Elijah and I both have asthma, and we're both high risk for not only that, but for, you know, for autoimmune stuff. So I'm so thankful for that job. And then that ties in to what Annika really wants to talk about because, she wants me to talk about it, but it's what she wants to share. When he did get his new job, there was a snafu in the paperwork. And so we didn't get the first couple of paychecks. And so we had no money. And we're going, how are we going to pay for groceries? Added to the fact that the boys are gluten-free. They have to be. They're gluten intolerant, you know.
Right.
And out of nowhere, we had people just dropping off groceries. They didn't know our situation, and they just felt, you know, just compelled. Hey, we want to bless your family with all these groceries. We had a friend out of state say, hey, I want to buy your family dinner. And she ordered us Domino's to be delivered to our door. And so it's just, I mean, I could go on and on, but I know time's an issue.
Yeah.
But I'm just, and I am thankful for this group because, you know, we connect throughout the week and just encourage each other. And in a time where, you know, it gets lonely, that's nice. And, you know, they include the kids, they encourage the kids, and thank you, Chris.
I love it. I mean, it's you guys. It's really a self-propelled engine at this point. I just jump in on Sundays now, like Mickey Mouse. Hey guys. But I love what you guys are doing, and I love that God used people to just work miracles in your life. And I'm sorry that you guys are going through that right now. You know how stressful it can be financially when things run dry. And I'm also, is it okay? Or did you guys, when the paperwork got squared away?
Oh yeah, you know, that was like,
we're good. Yeah.
That was 1.5 years ago. So now, you know, and now he's even been promoted to lead. And, you know, and less than a year, they had him on a lead trajectory where at his previous job, they took advantage of him. They didn't appreciate him. They removed responsibilities from him and never let him advance.
Your husband's the only one of your family who hasn't jumped on this show. At some point, you know, he's going to have to show some face. He can't just run out of the room every time you go live.
And he goes, no, I'm a dude. It's just women on there. I'm a dude. I'm not
Well, it's because that's every guy goes, you know, like.
Yeah.
Stephanie, it's great to see you guys. It's good to see you. Bye, Annika. Bye, Elijah.
Okay, I'm looking for that X. And, I'll just X that and come back on.
There they go. It's so funny. It is a lot of women, which I think is awesome. However, check this out. It's not just women. There are some guys too. Hey, Vin Dog, how you doing, man?
What's up, brother Chris?
speaking of just women, I said I got somebody. How are
Yeah,
you, man?
man. How's everything is wonderful, man. The Lord has truly blessed me and my family. And, you know, he's blessed me with your brotherhood and friendship. I'm totally thankful for all of that right now.
I love that. I love that. How's life treating you these days? How are you doing?
It's good. It's good. You know, things are moving, you know, slowly but surely. You know, this pandemic is finally starting to calm down. But, you know, the faith is still strong with me, man. That's basically what holds me up is my faith.
I love that. I love that. It's a strong testimony. Hey, where can people listen to your show? If I wanted to direct people to listen to you, where can they hear what you do?
They can listen to me right now on podbean.com. They can entitle Inside the Kennel. And we're available on Amazon and every other platform wherever you download your podcast. And I got to have you on soon. We got to talk about the book, man.
Yeah, we do. Let's do it. Let's set it up. Let's DM me and we'll set it up because we'll make it happen this week or next, okay?
Yes, and give my best to the family too, my brother.
I will, dude. I will. And mind yours. And I look forward to talking to you soon, okay?
Okay, brother Chris.
All right. See you later, Vin Dog.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye, man.
Let's X out.
I know it's like the worst. I have to have people X out for me. I love it. He's got an awesome show. You got to check it out. Craig must upgrade your app in order to join. Craig Carlson, you got to upgrade your app in order to join. Our last guest tonight, the wonderful, the talented, the beautiful Miss Libby.
Hey, Chris. Hey, Kristoffer Polaha.
Libby, I think that you might have been the Polaha Chautauqua's first guest ever. Do you know that?
I didn't know for sure, but I knew I was early. I knew I was one of the first. Was I really the first?
I kind of have a feeling that you were. And if I'm wrong, if someone out there is like, hold on a second, flag on the play, because all those episodes were lost. And I remember when you sang "Smile."
I did. That's right. That's right. I did.
You were a safe space for me in those early shows. I appreciate you. How have you been? How are you?
I'm going natural because I developed a sensitivity to hair dye. So
yeah. Welcome to the you're like if 2020 wasn't bad enough.
This is about all the color I have left right here. That's just the rest of it's just white and gray. So it is what it is, Hey, there you go. I'm grateful that I have hair.
There you go.
But I'm grateful that I woke up this morning. That's like every day. Yeah. And I'm grateful for the time that I was able to care for my mom in her final years. She had dementia and I moved in with her and I took care of her. And that's, it was hard, but I wouldn't trade a second for it now to have all those memories. And I'm grateful for the people that keep showing up every Thursday when I do my little concert. I mean, next week will be 42 and people are still showing up. It's just amazing.
You've done 42 weeks of it.
Yes. That's first awesome. One was April 16th of last year.
That's awesome. And you've been so faithful to like show up every Thursday night.
Well, we had to miss a couple because my musical director and I both were exposed to COVID. So we had to quarantine for 14 days. So there were 2 weeks that we didn't do shows. And then I think we missed another week earlier on. But yeah, basically every Thursday. Because people keep showing up.
I know. It's the same. It's like, well, I mean,
you know what I'm talking about.
Hey, will you do me a favor? Can I put you on the spot?
Okay.
Can you sing "Smile" again?
Yeah.
To sign us off tonight?
Okay. Yeah.
Do you mind?
No.
You're awesome.
I'm a singer, Chris. Yeah.
All right.
Please don't make me sing.
Go
Smile though your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile, and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through. For you light up your face with gladness, hide every trace of sadness. Although a tear may be ever so near, that's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You'll see the sun come shining through if you'll just smile.
Ah, ah,
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank
So
you.
good.
Concerts are us.
Every Thursday night on
Yep.
Facebook.
On my
Libby,
Facebook page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone here knows where to find you.
Yes, I have a lot of the Chautauqua family that comes every Thursday, and if they don't watch it live, they watch the replay, which is so lovely.
I love it. You guys are incredibly supportive. Libby, love you.
Love you too.
Appreciate
I'm Xing out of you. Do not take it personally, but I'm hitting the X. It's happening. It's
I'm
happening
an
right
X.
now.
I'm Libby's X. Guys, that wraps it up for us this week. It's always a pleasure to come and to be seen by you all and to just, I don't know, do this thing that we do. And Libby, thank you so much for sharing your gifts for us. Thank you everybody for sharing your heart and your time with me today, and with each other. We had some incredible shares today. And again, I'm gonna bounce out because I want to honor everybody's time. It is 5:02. This has been the Polaha Chautauqua. I just want to pray for you all, Lord. I lift up these people that are watching right now, Jesus, that you just bless them with an amazing week ahead, that you enrich their lives, that you shine through them, and that those who are in need of meeting you will meet you through the people that you are shining through, and that we can be examples of kingdom living, that we will have a peace and a patience and a kindness and a joy and a love that is supernatural. I ask this in Jesus' name, and pray for you guys that you have a safe week. I will see you next week. We're going to talk to Anna Gomez, everybody. We're talking books next week. I gotta shield I gotta pay the bills, guys. I don't think the books pay bills, but we are going to talk all about moments like this. That's what this says, and we're going to talk about the writing process and how incredible it's been. And then in the rest of March, we are going to dive deep into all sorts of fun stuff. So have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.